Everyone's asking if hantavirus is the next COVID. The WHO, the world's leading global health organization, just answered. They said no, but then they said the fatality rate is 40%, and there's no vaccine and no antiviral. Here's what happened, and here's what you need to know about whether this is the next COVID. The MV Hondius, a Dutch flagged cruise ship, departed Argentina in March carrying 147 passengers and crew. On April 11, a 70-year-old Dutch man suddenly developed a fever, headache, and severe abdominal pain. He died on board. His partner fell ill days later, and she was evacuated to South Africa and died in an emergency room in Johannesburg. A German passenger also died. By the time the WHO was notified on May 2, passengers had already disembarked at multiple stops and flown to countries across Europe, Africa, and Asia. Contact tracing is now underway in at least 6 countries. Hantavirus is not new. It was first identified in 1993 and is carried by rodents, primarily through their urine, droppings, and saliva. Most strains cannot spread between humans at all, but the strain on this ship is the antivirus, found in South America. It's the only known hantavirus that can pass from person to person. Even then, it requires close and prolonged contact. That normally means household members, intimate partners, and caregivers, and it normally does not spread through the air the way COVID does. The WHO's Maria van Kerkhove said, "This is not SARS-CoV-2. This is not the start of a COVID pandemic. We know this virus, it does not spread the same way." The CDC, meanwhile, classified this as level 3, their lowest emergency level. So here's the part that's concerning. It doesn't spread easily, supposedly, yet a number of people have been infected by merely passing in the vicinity of someone who had the virus. And when it does infect someone, it seems to be devastating. The Andes virus has a fatality rate around 40%, and COVID was roughly 1 to 2%. The Andes virus attacks the lungs, fills them with fluid, and can kill within days of symptoms appearing. And there is no vaccine, no specific antiviral. The only option is intensive supportive care. The WHO says the global risk is low, and they are almost certainly right. This is not a virus that moves through airports and offices the way COVID did. So far, 3 people are dead, 8 are infected across multiple countries, and 146 people from 23 nations were on that ship for weeks before anyone knew what was happening. The lesson from COVID was never panic early, it was pay attention early. This isn't a pandemic, but it's worth paying attention.